Hello everybody, Dominomial here, and welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Galaxy 2. Last episode, I talked about dating. Woo! This episode, we are going to Starshine Beach. An interesting level. It's more like Galaxy 1 in the sense that this level is very open. But, unlike Galaxy 1, this level isn't really that fun to play. Well, okay, it's okay. It has chill music. The music here is really good. It's just, I mean... I don't know. So, in this level, you have to collect the 5 silver stars. And... yeah. They're scattered about the level. Go and find them. And also be sure to collect the comet medal along the way, because it's kind of well hidden. Oh, fuck off! Really? I'm gonna eat you back, too. Yoshi, why must you betray me? Why must you betray me with that spit? Okay, you can't miss that point blank, Yoshi. Yeah. So one thing that Yoshi can't do is swim. He can't really swim underwater. He can only swim on the surface of water. Makes sense. Just something to keep in mind for this level, I guess. And then, like, the other 3 stars are over here. There's one over here on this planet. And then there's one on top of the... one on top of the tower that will do the star spin. Or on, rather. Whatever. Oh, right, I forgot to mention this. So, in Galaxy 1, I guess I'll have to pull back my old footage for this. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. I would have to download my very first Galaxy videos, and I don't want to do that. But in Galaxy 1, there was a glitch that you could do called Super Swim. And basically to do that, you had to constantly shake the Wiimote. You had to constantly shake the Wiimote and make sure that you were always shaking it. And you had to do it on the surface of the water, specifically. If you did it underwater, it wouldn't work. So, with Super Swimming, if you kept shaking, you would basically kind of glitch Mario's underwater spin animation on the surface, and it would basically give you big boosts constantly at the cost of your air meter. Or I don't even know if it costed any air meter. I just know that it gave you big boosts, and that was the optimal way to swim in Galaxy 1. But that is one of the few glitches in this game that they patched out from the first. Otherwise, basically every other movement tech works. And I guess Super Swimming got replaced by Infinite Flutter Jump. So, yeah. Yeah, definitely a much worse alternative in terms of, you know, having the speedruns be interesting and fun. Because instead of constantly shaking your wrist and breaking that, you're constantly mashing Z and A to tire out your fingers for minutes at a time. So, yeah. Super Swimming isn't in this game, but there's only, like, 2 water levels in this game, so it's not really that big of a deal. And the 2 that are in here wouldn't be able to utilize Super Swimming anyway. I'm kind of glad there's not a whole lot of water levels in this game, because there were quite a few in Galaxy 1. There was the one in the bedroom. Wait, no, there wasn't one in the bedroom. There was one in the engine room, and there was one in the kitchen. There was one in the observation, or the last dome that you unlock. So there were quite a few big underwater levels in Galaxy 1, and you know how Galaxy 1 works. This game, you only have like 2-3 stars in a galaxy at most. Galaxy 1, you could have up to 7. Galaxy 1 was crazy with how much they reused the levels. Where is the cloud? I know there's a cloud power up here. Oh, you know what? For this level, I had to go underwater. So yeah, the optimal swimming is actually just to spin and then press A in this game. It's slower, much slower, but, you know, I couldn't really find a shell anywhere, so yeah. So yeah, you gotta press this button over here. I don't know why the Z button didn't work. There's the cloud flower. Okay. Ooh, which should I talk about first in this episode? Do I talk about wisdom teeth removal? Or do I talk about... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go for an easy one. Umbrella Academy. So, a couple episodes ago, I mentioned that I was watching that show because some friends started watching it and they really liked it. I've watched through all of it so far. Season 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if they're making a 4th season. They alluded to it. They probably are. I really hope they don't, because it's such a bad show. It's such a shitty show! Like, what the fuck? What the hell happened here? So, Umbrella Academy is actually a very cool concept of a show. Basically, it's this whole family of superpowered kids that have a terrible childhood, and then they all grow up separated, they all go their own separate ways for years, and then they come back together because their father, that they all didn't like, dies. They come back for the funeral, they meet up, and then, oh shit, they have to save the world now. I mean, yes, it's kind of cliche, like, oh, gotta save the world plotline, but, like, cool, it gets the conflict rolling, it has to get all these characters that don't really like each other to work together, and, like, maybe they'll, like, overcome their differences and learn to actually work together and, like, be, like, you know, cool with each other as siblings. Oh, you couldn't be more wrong. None of the characters actually develop in that show. None of the characters are fun to watch besides, like, Five, who is a time traveler that's very super old and is basically just a big asshole. But, you know, he's an asshole that's correct. And then you also have, fuck. I forgot his name. But you have one character that's, like, basically, like, a drug addict. And he can talk to the dead, and he can commune with the dead. And he's meant to be a joke character. yeah, like, he's meant to be a joke character. But later on, in, like, Season 2, and especially Season 3, he actually learns to, like, grow and accept his power, and, like, figure out, like, oh, I can use this. And it turns out, like, he can't not only just speak... He can not only just speak to the dead, he's also actually fucking immortal. Or near immortal. Every time he dies, he comes back to life. And it's like, wow, that is actually kind of dope and overpowered as hell. Okay, so that's the good stuff out of the way. Yep, those are the only two things about the show that were good. Yippee. So, there are, like... there are a lot of characters in the show. Like, there's a whole family dynamic to keep up with. And you're just kind of jumped into this family dynamic without knowing any of the context beforehand. You just kind of have to pick it up from where it left off, where the show just leaves you off randomly. Like, oh yeah, this is the family. They all kind of hate each other for various reasons. Goodbye. We will not explain anything, and we will not make these characters better. So... I guess I'll go through the characters one by one. So there's Luther. He has super strength. One, his superpower is basically a non-power, because he gets overpowered several times in the show, even though he has fucking super strength. And that's just kind of stupid. That is really stupid. That's like one gripe I have with him, but also his character is just dumb. He's like, oh, I obeyed my dad and went to the moon! And then he gets devastated, like, oh no! My dad didn't actually look at the moon samples that I sent back down at him. And like, okay, I get it. Like, you go up to the moon for 4 years, you send samples down to your dad for some reason. Because, I don't know, I guess he just sent you away to do an errand because he was sick of seeing you in the house, essentially. So he sent you to the moon. And he's devastated over it, and like, cool. Okay, fine. Like, that makes sense. But then he just never gets over it. He never fucking gets over it. Because, like, thing is, like, he takes out all his, like, kind of, like, repressed anger / rebelliousness at his dad that's dead by, fighting fist fights in Season 2, complaining in Season 1, and then Season 3 being horny as fuck, and dating somebody. And oddly enough, speaking of dating, I really don't get the chemistry that went on between him and love interest in Season 3, because it just doesn't fucking make any sense. Also, in this level, you can actually long jump behind the pillars to skip a good chunk of this level. I just don't really know how to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. It's a pretty interesting skip to watch, but I don't know how to do it. So yeah. Anyway, Luther, he dates somebody, and it's just like a fucking high school relationship. Like, you don't even know why they're dating, like, why they like each other, besides the fact that the girl just kind of fancies him a little bit. And he's like, ooga booga, boobs? And then he fucks her. Like, seriously, like, that's all I can really fucking boil that relationship down to. Uninteresting, boring, shallow. And then they get married in Season 3 because instead of the world ending, like Season 1 and 2, it's the universe. Like, wow, good way of raising the stakes there, as if killing the world wasn't enough. Oh, what, you're gonna kill the universe now? Like, that's actually, like, realistically any different than just, you know, killing the world? That's another thing this show also doesn't have going for it. Stakes. The stakes don't fucking matter. Like, when my friend was, like, saying, like, oh yeah, like, I started watching, like, the episodes from Season 1 and Season 2, and, like, they start doing time travel shit. But, like, thing is, every time they time travel, it has an impact. I'm like, okay, interesting, I guess I'll watch the show. No, there's no impact whatsoever. There really is none. They always somehow save the world / universe by the end, even though all of them hate each other and don't even fucking cooperate in the end. Like, in the bad ends that they see, like, before they time travel and fix everything, they cooperate. They cooperate to defeat the end of the world. But in the times that they succeed in stopping the world, there's always conflict between them, and they all hate each other. Like, they're like, ooh, I guess I'll help you save the world, but not because I like you or anything. Like, come on, stop being a fucking tsundere and just save the world already. So, yeah. None of them actually really work together to save the world. None of them get over their family drama. None of them. Like, because what I was expecting was like, okay, they get over their family drama in Season 1. Okay, Season 1 is just a part 1 to Season 2. Okay, fine, they'll get over their family drama in Season 2 and work together. And they kind of do a tiny bit, but not really. And, like, they don't get over their family drama. Like, what I was thinking is they're gonna get over their family drama, and then Season 3, there's gonna be something to separate them. Now that they're in unison. Like, now that they're in unison, they're gonna be separated somehow, or they're gonna be forced to separate, or some kind of conflict is going to split them apart. That would be good writing. But no, they just fucking hate each other again. They just keep hating each other. All of them hate each other. Like, the only emotion in the show is hate, guilt, jealousy, and that's it. There's no positive emotions in the show whatsoever. Like, at the, okay, there is one character that is so fucking awful. And even my friends agree with me, like, yeah, no, they're awful. So, the character that I'm referring to, or they're referred to as Vanya in Season 1 and Season 2, but then they switch genders and then go by Victor in Season 3. The only explanation that's given is like, oh, Sissy changed me. Some random side character in Season 2 that was supposed to be Vanya's love interest. Even though she literally did not change as a character whatsoever from the writing, and none of the foreshadowing from Season 1 and 2 actually really alluded to the fact that Vanya was going to switch to Victor. It's just like, oh, this character changed me. No explanation given. Like, okay. This isn't me hating on the transgender community. This is me critiquing the writing of the show. Because a show is a story. It isn't real life. I know real life can be different. Some people will come out suddenly out of the closet and be like, oh yeah, I'm this like gender person now. Like, good for you if you do that. But this is a show. And if you just fucking change something without alluding to it or warning the audience, then they're just gonna feel it's unfair. Vanya didn't really deserve that change, I feel. Because she didn't grow, well, they didn't grow as a character. They just exist. They're a plot MacGuffin. They're a whiny, stupid, annoying plot MacGuffin that is super fucking egotistical, but it's like, oh no, you guys are better. You go do this because you have powers. Like, shut the fuck up. You are the worst character in the show. You don't get development. In fact, you only get worse. Oh. So in first season, Vanya is, like, the one of, like, the 8, like, siblings, or 7 siblings, that supposedly doesn't have a power. It turns out in season 1, they were just forced to forget they had a power through various means. And then once they realize they have a power, like, they're like, oh shit, I don't know how to control this, or like... But, like, they only think about that for a little bit, and then their immediate reaction is like, oh shit, I'm just like my siblings now. No, I'm better than them, because my power is cooler or something, I don't know. But she immediately goes into fucking God complex mode, where she thinks, like, or where they think they're the best out of all of them. And then, like, when they, like, berate them, or, like, when the other siblings berate them, or, like, whatever, they're like, oh, you guys are right, I'm useless after all. So, when they're on their own, they think they're the best. When they're with their siblings, they tell them, oh yeah, I'm useless anyway. Like, you have a fucking split personality. Like, it's so awful. Season 2, they're with a love interest that, okay, fine, like, time did pass off screen, but it's not really engaging. And then they're like, oh yeah, I don't want to save the world because I want to be with this person for the last few days. I'm like, come on, really? You're gonna do this? You're gonna do this again? You're the reason why the apocalypse started in the first season, because you blew up the fucking moon because you were angry at your siblings. Now you're gonna be angry at them again and not help them save the world from, you know, nuclear apocalypse? Cool, fuck you. You're just not helpful. In fact, you're a complete detriment. And thing is, all the other siblings know this, and they always, like, say, like, you're not really helping, you're the cause of the apocalypse. And Luther even just tries to fucking imprison Vanya/Victor. It fails, then she gets angry, then she blows up the moon in season 1. Oh, and also, Vanya/Victor's power is just shit. Like, it's not explained whatsoever. All the other ones have powers that are clear and concise to understand. Cool. Vanya/Victor, I don't know, they have the Force from fucking Star Wars. Cool. Cool, they just have the fucking Force, which doesn't explain anything. They can fucking force choke people. They can fucking break, like, entire, like, rooms and destroy them with fucking sound waves, shock waves. They can shoot lasers and blow up moons. They can deflect bullets. They can literally do anything and everything. And they are the most shitty person in that show. I don't know. And then in season 3, like, even though they go by Victor now, and it's like some kind of big revelation, or, well, not really, the characters are like, cool, you're Victor now. And yeah, that's cool. That's a cool way to treat it. Just normal and casual like. Like, thing is, like, it's like them changing to Victor is supposed to represent, like, oh, like, maybe they changed as a person, maybe they've grown. No, they really haven't. They just get worse. Because they help, because, like, every time the apocalypse or the universe ends in that show, it is literally Vanya/Victor's fault, directly or indirectly. And then they don't bear the responsibility of trying to save it. Like, cool. Fuck you. You're not even a fucking hero, you're just an anti-hero, or like an anti-villain rather. Anti-villain would be more apt, because you're actually the fucking antagonist of the show. You just pretend that you're a hero. The other characters aren't really any better. I mean, they're not as, like, excruciatingly painful to, watch as Vanya/Victor. But they're all still kinda awful. I guess one of them, named Diego, he actually kinda gets, like, a cool revelation, like, he gets a child in Season 3 because of time travel shenanigans. Seeing him raise a child is kinda cool and funny, because he's normally just, like, the guy that does, like, crime stuff by throwing knives at people. Yeah, no. Other than that, there is no single character that, like, goes through development or is cool. Like, even 5, which I said that I liked, he doesn't go through any development, really. He just kind of gives up. Which I guess is development, but, like, you know, he's just kind of like the asshole that's kind of funny and comedic. He's not really meant to have development because he's the one that drives the plot forward. And it keeps everybody on track, like, hey, we gotta save the world. And no, I don't care about your love interests or the fact that you're fighting for this person or the fact that you've had a relationship with this person for 5 years now. Please, we gotta save the world. And then he drags him by the ear and it's like, fuck you, we're going. Like, 5 is the reason why the show even, like, you know, progresses. All the other characters suck, except for the guy that can speak to ghosts and the, yeah, no, that's it. That's it. The show sucks, is what I'm saying. It's just a family drama, but the whole family has superpowers. Like, it's not interesting whatsoever. Also, some of you may recognize this music. I'd be surprised if you didn't. But yeah. This is Buoy Base Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy 1, the music. And the level is directly inspired off of the design of that level. But, the funny thing about this level, you can just kind of skip most of it. You don't even need to use the slow-mo button. Like, you could triple jump to the star at the top, but it's just easier to kill the guys and get to the green top. Like, the buttons slow down the levels so that you can actually platform on them as if it was normal speed, but if you're good enough, you can just platform them with it going really fast. Okay. So, that's the end of this episode of Super Mario Galaxy 2. I went on a whole rant about Umbrella Academy. And I could go on such a much longer rant about, like, the plot and the events and how stupid it all is. How there's no tension in anything. How it's just not fun to watch because it's the same shit over and over again. Oh. Why does it have an 8 on IMDb? Whatever. In the next episode, we're continuing through World 5. Or, actually, what are the comments? There's one in World 4. There's one in World 3. There's a couple in World 2. There's a couple in World 1. Okay. You know what? In the next episode, I'm going to go back and do a couple comments, and then we'll go to World 5. So, in the next episode, see you then. Bye-bye.